everybody, Tyrone TG3 here. So, when it comes down to Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, we got not one but two trailers at the time of this recording at least. And honestly, these two trailers, now I know what you're thinking, we got the first trailer a while back. And then this trailer that I'm referring to is the Speed versus Power trailer. We got that such a long time ago. Why are you just now talking about it? Well, I was going to do the Speed versus Power trailers review a while back, but then I started seeing screenshots for the Teachers and Apprentice trailer, so I decided to wait it out until we got that. That way I can just combine the two into one. Just to say this pretty much, honestly, I love this level of advertisement for the game. I think this is the definitive way to just advertise the game. Dragon Ball Sparking series, or Tenkaichi's, biggest selling point is its characters. Like, across nothing else, the character roster is what most people are going to be excited about. Now, the technicals, the supers, the effect, all of that is definitely important. And it's mostly what I'm going to be judging the game based off of, is how well the game controls, whether or not you're able to use multiple supers instead of just the 3 Tenkaichi 3. Take notes from Raging Blast 1 and 2 for the love of God. But the main thing that people all around are going to be looking for is the roster. Which characters are in, which characters are going to be out, which characters are going to be new additions, which characters are going to look different, which characters have changed up, which characters have upgraded, which characters have downgraded. All of these things are important factors within the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero game that's said to come out. And like I said, honestly, I think this style of trailer is good. I'm glad we're not seeing Goku and Vegeta footage again. Like, again, I've been sick of those two across all media, which sucks because I like them individually, but they've been glued together by the hip for so long, it's ruining them. Like, the best parts about Goku and Vegeta was that in the series, they appeared when they were needed, and they made more of an impact. Now, it's just they're the only ones that actually matter or show up. So it's good to see that this trailer for Speed and Power and the trailer for Master and Apprentice are trailers that really show off those other characters, and we definitely needed that. Because I was disappointed the Rivals trailer only had Goku and Vegeta when there's far more rivals. You could have been a Piccolo versus 17 or Yamcha and Tien or something, but no, they decided to go for this instead. I'm like, whatever. But getting the bad out the way, let's get straight to the good. Honestly, the Speed versus Power trailer is a trailer I still watch to this day to hype me up. Just because, one, I love the music, and I just love the little, like, voiceover interactions. Like, for some reason, we're getting characters. So, to go off on the list, just to give you all an information as to what is obviously still there. You can go watch it, obviously, but just to give you a brief summary, the characters we get for the Power versus Speed trailer are literally to show off bulky, more heavy-set, powerful characters versus, well, zippity faster characters. So we've got Super Trunks, which is Trunks basically in a Super Saiyan Grade 3 form. Also showing that Trunks with no sword will be in the game as well as Trunks with sword, obviously. So we've got Super Trunks, Dispo, Kakunska, Master Roshi at max power, Nappa, Birder, Toppo, Jace, Kale Berserker mode, Broly and Super with Super Saiyan max power, and then finally Hit. Those are all the characters that were confirmed for the Speed versus Power trailer and are as follows. Super Trunks obviously represents Power, Dispo represents Speed, Kakunska represents Speed, Master Roshi represents Power, Nappa represents Power, Birder represents Speed, Toppo represents Power, Jace represents Speed for some reason. I guess when paired up with Birder. Kale represents Power, Broly represents Power, and then finally Hit represents Speed. And I love this trailer. I love that they mix it up and have characters just fighting random other characters. And one of my favorites is Kakunska. Reason being, I love when video games introduce like low bar characters that nobody really cares about. Because, or like characters that were fighters in the anime that didn't mean as much, but are introduced here. Because one, it gives them more of a chance to be highlighted. And two, I love when this happens only because I love seeing like the discourse behind it, like, oh, Cocoonska took up a slot, blah blah blah. I love that, especially considering the fact that when she shows up, nobody's expecting to see. She's like, a worthless beast like you is nothing but prey to a hunter like me. Boom, and then she shows up and it's like Cocoonska, and they're like, who's that? I like that. I like that. I'm also a big fan of characters when they don't mean much in the anime but get better in the game. It's one of the reasons why in Dragon Ball FighterZ, when Kefla got introduced, I was happy. Because in the anime, I don't like Kefla at all. I think she's just a worthless, like, waste of time in the anime. But in a video game, the setting is different. It's a video game. So you can pretty much use her however you want. She's more flexible this way. Same with Cocoonska. When she shows up, I just love the fact that she shows up. And, like, I'm like, yeah, cool, cool. We get a character with more availability this time. And I love that they mix it all up. Like, Trunks ends up beating Dispo, even though canonically that couldn't happen because of the timeline and how slow Trunks is and all that. But it doesn't matter. It's a fun trailer. All the characters are talking to each other. At least they're using, like, voice clips to make it seem like they're talking to each other, which is really well edited. We see, like, Cocoonska beat Trunks because he just can't keep up with her speed. We see Master Roshi beat Cocoonska because she's a girl, and he's like, how many ladies are around me? And then we see, like, Nappa fighting off against Birder, and I like that Nappa calls out to the fact that Birder technically is ahead of him in the Frieza ranks. I like the fact that Jace is, like, giving Birder crap for losing against Toppo, and he's like, you're again you! Get your act together! Like, I love all of that. I love that Hit has to deal with both Kale and Broly at the same time, and they're like rampaging the city. Like, I love this. I love that and it's fast too. It's not lingering. It's not some long-winded explanation of everything. It's literally boom, fight, boom, show off a move, boom, show off a technique, boom, show off a mechanic, boom, 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 go, go, go. This is the type of trailers that we need. This is exactly what we need. This is how you hype a game up. This is how you get people hyped for a fighting game. This is like Smash Brothers when they like show off a character and like boom, and then they show like the name. Oh, I love the way the characters' names are introduced too. It'll be like, all right, you look strong, let's fight, boom, and then it shows like the name. It'll be like Goku, and then the background I have like Goku's name in red or something with the name and like the metal background. I love that. Like, let's settle this, bam, and then it shows like the character. And I love that style of trailers for video games. I love when like a character gets shown off. It's like, how about I show you what I really got, bam, and then it's like freeze frames and shows the name. And like, I love that. That is a dynamic level of trailer style that I absolutely love, and it gets the point across so well, and that's how you hype things up. This is what we're looking for, honestly, and I love that. I absolutely love that. Kudos to Dragon Ball Sparking Zero for making like some good engaging trailers, far better than those trailers that we got before. I believe we got 2 trailers before we got the Speed vs. Power trailer. We had Goku doing the power up on Planet Namek, which whatever, and then we got the Rival versus Rival trailer, which didn't, it was literally Goku and Vegeta just showing off all their forms. I could take it or leave it. That one, I didn't really care for that one. That one didn't hype me up. Like I said, this one is just spitting out characters left and right, left and right, left and right. And I love that. I love that. The next trailer was the Masters and Apprentice trailer, which honestly, I like this one too. I like the format of it, where the first one they show is Piccolo and Gohan. And during their training, we can see Piccolo do his moves. They edited it in a way to where Piccolo doesn't punch Gohan in the stomach. They edit Piccolo just doing the throw, and then when he shoots the beam out of his mouth, instead of Gohan getting hit, he counters with the full power energy blast attack, a full power energy volley, so that it doesn't look like he got, you know, offed by Piccolo. So careful editing on their part, but it's pretty fun. Master Roshi, we get to see him this time in base form against Yamcha and Krillin. And I love that they showed off that Yamcha did train under the Turtle Hermit's school. He trained briefer and off screen, but he did train with Master Roshi and Krillin. Like, that is a thing that did happen. And I like that they're showing off, and I'm glad Yamcha's getting some love. Like, good, definitely. Love seeing that. Master Roshi technically wound up with 2 trailers because of the Power and Speed trailer, then the Masters and Apprentice. But Master Roshi is a master. It's literally in the name. So I can't knock them for it. And they're showing off the other Master Roshi, the one that knows Lightning Surprise and stuff like that. Next off, we got we'll call him Teen Gohan, or a high school Gohan for now, or adult Gohan. Gohan, they just call him Gohan. Gohan versus Videl. I like that one. I like this one because it shows off Gohan using the Sonic Sway technique that you can use in both Tenkaichi and in Raging Blast. Essentially where you dodge all of the opponent's hits by like flurrying away from each of their attacks and then counter-attacking them right afterwards. Really good to show that. And they definitely made sure to show both forms of Videl. I knew they were going to do that, and I'm glad they did that. That's like the one thing that stayed permanent in all Dragon Ball games, is that they show off both forms of Videl. Videl with the pigtails and Videl with haircut. They always do that, and I'm glad to see they kept that trend going here. Videl has her pigtails during the first half of the training, and then I'm guessing they're copying the anime, where the next time she shows up, she cuts her hair because Gohan said that she should cut her hair because it won't be longer and get in the way of fighting. So they literally do that, and they have Videl use her her ultimate move, which I think it's called Videl's Rush Attack or something. It's something that gets changed when she becomes the Great Saiyan Woman. It becomes one of her Blast 1 move, or Blast 2 moves when she becomes the Great Saiyan Woman, or Great Saiyan Man Mark II. I do like that they showed that off, and they gave her some good dynamic camera shots this time around. Next up, we have Beerus versus Whis. This will be Beerus and Whis' only other game, with the exception of Battle of Z. And Beerus, for him, he's been in Fighters. Beerus is in Fighters, but Beerus and Whis haven't been together in a game since Dragon Ball Battle of Z. Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z was the last game I think those two were both in. Whis hasn't been playable since Battle of Z. So it's interesting to see that he'll be in it. You can see that he does a move, he does a Blast 1 move where he like eats a parfait or whatever, and he goes, "This is delicious." And like he does that. I'm guaranteeing you that's a healing move, much like Senzu and Sleep. So I'm guaranteeing that that's that. They've showed that off. It also is interesting to note when Whis gets hit, he doesn't really show that he's getting hurt by damage. I don't know if that's because they had Whis counter each of those attacks, or Whis is legitimately, like, his flinching isn't him getting hurt. It's kind of like, in Blast Blue, there's this girl named Rachel. Her name's literally Rachel Alucard. Yeah, she's a vampire. But she doesn't get hit. When you hit her, she takes damage, but she doesn't get hurt traditionally. What she does is she'll lay in this, like, little chair, and, like, something will absorb the damage, but the health is still lowering. And when she gets knocked out, she doesn't get knocked out like all the other characters. She sort of just goes, "I'm taking a nap now." Like she can't show physical damage. And it looks like that's what they're doing with Whis, which I guess makes sense because Whis has never gotten hurt in the show. Hell, even when he briefly was fighting against Broly, Broly kept swinging at him, but Whis kept dodging all the hits. So yeah, I guess that's the only way they can really show Whis without him getting hurt, to keep up his angel-like status. I don't know. Last but certainly not least, we get Future Gohan and Trunks, which, honestly, Future Gohan and Trunks, they save them for last because they're the most dynamic trailer. They were also meant to show off Android 18 and Android 17 as well, to show that they're in the game. Looks like, I think we might wind up getting 2 Android 17, sadly. We're probably going to wind up either A, getting a costume change, which is what I hope, but from the looks of it, it looks like they're probably going to go in Dragon Ball Super Android 17 and Dragon Ball Z Android 17. And the only reason I think this is going to be the case is because technically, I guess Dragon Ball Super 17 is going to have his own moves. And then the other 17 is just going to use mostly the team-up moves that he did with 18 against Future Gohan and Future Trunks. That's like the only thing I can think of, which is sad. Now, if they stick with the Dragon Ball Raging Blast formula and just give him more supers, then this would just be relegated to a costume change. But I don't trust that they're going to do that. I think, sadly, we're going to wind up just getting 2 17s, which, whatever, fine. But here we see that Gohan has 1 arm. Future Gohan no longer has 2 arms, fighting like a 1-armed person. Because that was the case, I believe, in Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2 and 3, was that he was a playable character with 2 arms, fighting as if he had 1 arm. And the only game where he is playable where he has one arm, permanently one arm, is in Dragon Ball Z Sagas. And that game's terrible, so we don't count it. And the funny part is, he has one arm, but still swings that little sleeve as if it were a second arm. And that's because all the characters in Dragon Ball Z Sagas fight the exact same way. So it's awkward. This is the one game that decides to do it correctly. Future Gohan has one arm. Now granted, Future Gohan fought with two arms at the beginning of the special, but he lost one of those arms during the special. But regardless, at least this is the most accurate Future Gohan we're probably gonna get in any Dragon Ball game. So kudos to them for doing that, and honestly, it's a big step in order to show it off, because that means the game is probably gonna be rated T, which I'm okay with that. Other than that, let's see. We see Trunks with the sword. I'm gonna be honest, Trunks with the sword is gonna be the weakest character shown off in this trailer, just because we already knew he was gonna be in it. Two, everything he's doing in Fighters, he's doing here. Everything he's done in recent games, he's doing here. Nothing too crazy. He's doing his moves. He's doing burning attack. He's just doing his regular attacks. He's not doing anything too extra spectacular. So honestly, he was the weakest one in the trailer. But I can't knock it. He's still in the trailer. One thing I think is interesting in the trailer, though, is we get a destroyed city section. Yeah, that's interesting. Reason that's interesting is because Budokai Tenkaichi 2 and 3, they have the city. So in Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2 and 3, the city is in the daytime, it's in the afternoon, and it's at night. But it's intact in all three parts. Here, we get the city, but it's destroyed already. That means the buildings are already wrecked up, the street is already like broken up to pieces, and like there's smoke and a cloudy sky already. That's good because Trunks' future is usually destroyed anyway, sadly. And that also means that the Goku Black / Zamasu stuff is probably going to take place in that same area too. So yeah, new area, new locale. It's good to have it, especially considering that the fact that I think we saw West City already in the Speed vs. Power trailer. We saw it when the Ginyu Force fought off against Toppo. And during the second half of the trailer. The second half takes place there, whereas the first half took place in the archipelagos, which the archipelagos more or less looks the same. And speaking of locales, I believe Piccolo fights Gohan in the, I believe in like a generic plains area, and then Beerus and Whis fight in the islands area along with Gohan and Videl. So they fight in the archipelago spot, and then I believe Master Roshi fights Krillin and Yamcha in the desert, or in the the wasteland craggy areas. So yeah, different mechanics. We love to see it. Really great trailer all around. Honestly, I wouldn't mind a few more trailers on no release date still, but I estimate it's going to be released near my birthday, around November. Dragon Ball tends to release around that time. The Tenkaichi games especially, and the Budokai games, usually release around November. It's a holiday sale, and holiday sales usually kick in around November. Pokemon does it. Hell, Mario's done it in October, but Dragon Ball typically releases their games in October and November. So I wouldn't doubt if they shoot for October and November for holiday sales. I am looking forward to it though. Like visually, I love the cel shading. I like the fact that the graphics have improved and been updated every time we see it. I love that we're seeing gameplay footage and legitimate actions. My one downside that I've seen so far is the health and key meter. They look absolutely disgusting. The health and key meter look like garbage. And I really hope that that roster isn't going to be the character select screen. I hope that it's just showing off the characters that are in the game. But I really hope the roster layout looks different, because I do not like that roster layout. It is terrible. It is a mess. But now that that is all said and done, I can't wait for the next few trailers. I want to do like a predictions trailer as to, yeah, I know I'm predicting a trailer. That's what it's come down to. But if I had to, I want the next trailer to be showing off like tag team duos or whatever. Show off Tien and Chaozu, Goten and Trunks. Yeah, show off some duos. I think that'd be a fun little trailer, like best buds or best friends or whatever, like friendship defeats whatever, stuff like that. I think that would be good. I think that would warrant. You can show Kale and Caulifla and then fuse them into Kefla. You can show Tien and Chaozu and show them fighting as a team. You can show Goten and Trunks and then show them fusing as Gotenks. Yeah, I think that can warrant it. I think that would be very good. I think that would be a good next trailer. And if not that, then make a villains trailer. I would, just show them off. Just show Frieza, Zamasu, Cell, Boo. Have them in. I don't care. That'd be cool as hell. Villains. Or androids versus aliens. That would be a cool trailer, right? Androids and aliens fighting villains from all different walks on Earth and off Earth. That would be kind of cool. Show off like Metacooler and the androids fighting off against Frieza and the aliens or something. I think that would be a nice use of that or something. Like, I don't know. I feel like that'd be kind of cool. I think that'd be cool. Or do like a romance trailer and you show like Gohan with Videl and Krillin in 18 and this would be your chance to show off Chi-Chi and Goku. That would be cool. But all do tell, these are just things that we're obviously hyping ourselves up for. But yeah, definitely a really good trailer. So looking forward to the next trailer that we do get. I say about 2 or 3 trailers would do it before we get an actual, like, we're heading towards the game direction. But with that all done, I will see y'all then, everybody. Looking forward to the next thing that we see in the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero universe. See you all, Tyrone TG3.